Hey, it's Melanie. I have a question for you. I really liked your video, and I don't know how I stumbled up on this interracial thing. If you anytime you go media or radio or TV, somehow the subject of race is going to come up, especially with black people because that's how we are. But the issue was whether or not some black people identify as multiracial or whatever. Me personally, my question for you is, if that's true, that you do have European ancestry or mixing blood or whatever, how do you deal? Because it's like with me, and by the way, not to be offensive, I know this is a hard pill to swallow, but I'm with you on this one 100%, I swear. You do look European. You do look like you do have some European blood in you. I don't know how, because I'm not really authorized, to say that because I'm not a geneticist, but just some of your features, and it's a compliment because I mean you have more of a dominant beauty anyway. But anyway, that's beside the story. But my issue, I'm sort of like you. Back in the day, my family was a victim of dealing with white people or whatever, being raped. I can't prove it, but I wouldn't have this skin tone. My mother, okay, I can personally identify as mixed race because my grandfather is Mexican and Native American. My mother's biracial, but generally, a person who is black and Mexican or black and Native American don't have skin as light as ours. My mother genes is so dominant that she have 5 kids. Her oldest daughter, her father is very like he looks half white. He have blonde hair, blue eyes, and he's a black person. But my sister, needless to say, has white skin. Okay, because of him and my mother. I have another sister who father is black and Puerto Rican and stuff like that, but he looks just like a African American man. But my sister looks like a Puerto Rican. Okay, this is just to say how dominant my mother's genes is. My brother looks Japanese. I look Chinese. This is what the story was in my life, growing up. So anyway, I don't think that people who are Mexican and black and who are Native American and black, and I probably get shot for saying this but out loud, but I don't think we have skin tones like this, so I do think we probably do have some type of European ancestry. But how do you deal if that's the case? Because I get these strange encounters with white people who act like they know me. I'm probably sure that you probably go through this too, but you probably wouldn't identify it as that. But these people who like come up to me, or they act like I owe them something, or they entitled to something from me, or some type of kinship, or some type of automatic natural relationship or rapport. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, but sometimes they don't know how to really approach us or deal with us, especially with men. So they want to sort of like develop something romantic or whatever, but really I think it's their way of trying to speak to the fact that we have some of the same blood in us. And a lot of black women probably feel like that. In fact, the average African American have more than 20% white blood in them. So everything you're saying is 100% accurate, and I just want to know, how do you deal? Because now I really feel sexualized. I feel, especially by white men, feeling entitled. I feel prostituted. I love myself, and I don't really identify as mixed race, only if it's a small percentage of people who are identifying as mixed race or whatever, then I'll apply in that category. But generally, just like all other mixed race or biracial kids, they say they black because that's culturally, that's what I am. But that's my question to you. If you are, and probably the average African American is, statistically, how do you deal? How do you deal? Because there's the other dilemma of white people only liking black people that are part European who are dark skinned so that they don't feel unattractive. They have a thing against light skinned black people. And I know it's been said that light skinned blacks have been privileged and blah blah blah. Maybe so, but I have personally never benefited from light skin privilege. I know white people benefit from white privilege, black people benefit from black privilege, you know, from having class and social status or whatever, but I have personally never benefited from any light skin privilege. If I did, it wasn't on a conscious level. If somebody was liking me because I'm light skinned, you know, that was on them. But I get these days a lot of backlash, the total opposite of what I'm supposed to be reaping some benefits of being a light skinned person. It's not true, and it's all propaganda, really. But I just want to know, how do you deal? How do you deal with these trolls? You know, these weirdo people thinking that they entitled to something like a baby Mexican man. You know, white men is just weird. Please answer the question as best as possible. And yeah, so thanks.